Sirius Unbound is proud to bring you School Talk on WEIU. Sirius Unbound, bringing friends and family together to experience fun gameplay and hobbies. For hobbyists, gamers, and collectors, the name is Sirius Unbound. More information available at 217-208-8760. Tomco Insurance Agency is a full-service insurance agency offering auto, home, farm, toys, business, health, and life. Tomco is proud to support School Talk on WEIU. More information is available at 217-345-6750 or email info@tomcoagency.com. Tomco is an independent, family-owned, operated insurance agency in Charleston.
Hi, I'm Brayden Armstrong with School Talk. Today you're going to learn a little bit about me. I'm 11 years old. I live here in Charleston. I've always gone to Charleston schools. I like to be creative and come up with new ideas, and that's kind of how this show started. I came up with the idea of this show by I was telling my mom about how Eastern always does our stories. Why don't kids have an our story of their own to do? So I decided, why not we do a kids our story? And then we just kind of figured out the name into School Talk and gathered up some kids, and now we have this show. Originally, I had to talk to, of course, my mom, but after that, after we figured it out a little bit, we presented it to Mr. Ulm, our school principal here at Jefferson, and then he took it to Mr. Velardo, the school superintendent, and after he approved it, Mr. Ulm talked to me again, and it was approved. From there, we were able to, whatever kids we picked out, we were able to actually email them and put them in the show if we got their approval. Well, we're working through a few different titles, but School Talk just sounded the best out of any of them. And it goes along with the logo almost, of little thought bubbles, so we thought that would fit in the best out of any of them. And you're talking to kids, so School Talk, talk about school. I'm hoping that people will watch this and they'll be inspired to do something of their own and be able to figure out something, or maybe even in the future somebody will do something like this at this school again. I think it's important because, well, we're sixth graders, almost going into middle school and seventh grade, see what they think is going on and what's going to happen in their future. I would say it depends who you ask. Mostly, yeah, because they'll bring up some things every now and again where it's oh, maybe I should do that in the future, or that's a good idea, maybe you should do that. Later in me, it isn't why I thought of this show. Like I said earlier, I thought of this show by watching different our stories on WEIU, seeing how people got interviewed and figured out, oh, we're talking about this town, we're talking about this town. Why shouldn't kids be a part of it? It's been adults after adults after adults after story after story after story. Well, we might as well include kids in something, so I thought of this. Well, I'm in the school gardening program here, Junior Master Gardeners. We're called the Monticello Garden, and I've been their longest lasting member, and I'm head of newsletter now, so whatever I put them in newsletters, I'm trying to teach others, like, so we're doing this today, so here's an example. We're doing seed sowing, I think in February, March, and we were trying to figure out, well, 4th and 5th grade, they just got into this school. 5th grade's in the middle. Why don't we teach them to do something? Because they might feel a little shy or not want to do something. So every class in 4th and 5th grade, we let plant seeds in little milk jugs. And now we have about 60 to 70 milk jugs out in the garden ready to be planted in the garden. An email came out to everyone at Jefferson when I was in 4th grade, so that means the 5th and 6th graders here when I was here. Everyone in the whole school got an email, all the parents, all the kids, everybody got an email. And it was introducing the gardening program, and it went along with the U of I extension, and I was already in 4-H at the time, so I figured out, well, gardening might be an interesting thing to do since this school, because I was watching them and trying to figure out how they were building a fence and a shed. I thought that was going to be like for preschool or something to store their stuff, but then I realized, oh, that's going to be the garden, because they're building up stuff, putting beds in, putting in wood chips, and I discovered that, well, maybe I want to be in this and try and help out with it. So we're on the 13th session now, but there was randomly 21 kids drawn from a hat, and, well, those kids got to be in gardening, and it was like that until like the 4th session, and then it just kind of became the gardening leaders, Miss Carcasey and Mrs. Larson, now just Miss Carcasey. Outside of the classroom, I've learned that, well, back to gardening again, like different skills will help you, like, say I would become a farmer or something in the future. I would like have the knowledge to plant stuff, or become like, have a big garden. I would have the knowledge to plant stuff, how to how to identify different weeds and plants. So you just have kind of the knowledge to figure out what stuff is what without using apps. We have an app but we use, it's called Picture This in gardening, but most of us don't use it anymore because just common knowledge at this point. It's pretty important to us here at Jefferson because it gets us away from school. It gives you something to look forward to after school. Make different friends and outside of your grade, because 4th, 5th, and 6th grade, and I believe 3rd grade is now welcome to be able to do this from Ashmore. So it just gives you a way to make new friends from different schools, different parts of the county. The only extracurricular activities I'm involved in school-wise would be band, and I'm a percussionist. I like to mostly play bass drum and mallets, which is also called bells. I like to play those. I do not like playing snare drum at all. If I were to become a musician, then it would help me like read notes and figure out different ways to, well, create music almost. Middle school for high school is what I want to do, but right now an email just got sent out about band. It'll be every day instead of just 2 days a week, and then sectionals 1 day a week. It'll be every day. So, but still, yeah, probably. My favorite school memory is probably back in kindergarten when it was recess time, and every day I would see these certain people. One person would be walking out of school, I would be going in, go use the restroom, and then I would see another person, same person, and this was every day, going in while I'm walking out, and then I just watch that happen kinda, and then I go over to the playground, everybody's doing these certain things, and mind you, this is kindergarten, and everybody was just doing these certain things, and then one of my past friends, Elon, he had a little army almost of maybe 15 kindergartners, but just ran and ran and ran until they just ran in circles almost. So that was kind of funny to watch, but everybody had their own thing to do, and it was funny and memorable because it was kindergarten. My favorite subjects are probably math, art, and music. So art and music kind of go together because music is art and art is music. So that's kind of why I chose to be in band last year, because I both like art and music. So I'm able to learn from both of them. I've done art I've liked it since I was in preschool, and music I've just they gave us the option to be in band last year, and I figured out, why not do this? So. My favorite school cafeteria food is probably the cookies here. They got the best cookies, sugar, M&M, which is just sprinkles, and chocolate chip, but I like the sprinkle M&M ones because they have the most flavor. They're the best cookies ever had, besides my mom's, and yeah, they're just good. If I do choose to do band next year, at least I'll be able to do it more than I am now. I'll have more days to practice, more days to do more. I get that I'll have more work, but I'll have study hall, and we go to the library and we study for an hour and a half, so I'll feel like I'll be able to have more freedom too. Some advice I would have for younger students starting this school next year is to not get into any drama or fights, because that'll just lead you down the wrong path going into 5th and 6th grade. I've learned that about stuff by different students and what it's like to be in each and every class. There's been examples or questions that I've even had, but different students have different experiences with school and stuff outside of school, and it's nice to hear what they have to say rather than just not hearing what they got to say. Well, each kid that I've interviewed, like I was saying, they got a different lesson that will teach you. So each kid has said something different of the question, what would you get advice for younger students starting here? And they've each learned something throughout their 3 years here, and been able to give each of them different advice from the last one. So I probably learned that each student has a different perspective on this. Being the host of this show, I've learned that, well, now I'm the one being interviewed, but I'm still the host of the show, and this episode specifically is teaching me how to be a better host almost, because I'm the one getting interviewed, whereas I'm not asking the questions here. So I'm just learning that what should I do in the future for my next and last episode to make it better. That was a little bit about me. Thanks for joining us on School Talk. I'm Brayden Armstrong. Thanks for watching.
Tomco Insurance Agency is a full-service insurance agency offering auto, home, farm, toys, business, health, and life. Tomco is proud to support School Talk on WEIU. More information is available at 217-345-6750 or email info@tomcoagency.com. Tomco is an independent, family-owned, operated insurance agency in Charleston. Sirius Unbound is proud to bring you School Talk on WEIU. Sirius Unbound, bringing friends and family together to experience fun gameplay and hobbies. For hobbyists, gamers, and collectors, the name is Sirius Unbound. More information available at 217-208-8760.